Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I'm starting a new series, kind of like a book club type video series, and it is on this book, The Lord of the Rings. Look how big this book is. It's like big like the Bible. And I apologize if you can hear my husband in the background. He's playing video games with my son, so anyways, just ignore any noise you hear. But so I have never read The Lord of the Rings, and as you know, Amazon Prime has that popular TV show. I think it's called The Rings of Power or something like that. I can't remember. My husband has watched the whole thing and he loved it, but I feel like I cannot watch that until I have read this book. Oh, let me show you how pretty this book is. See, look how pretty. It's like all red. So here we have the prologue. Look at all of this prologue. It's like a chapter unto itself, mind you. Look at all of this writing. This is why I have not read this book sooner, because I'm like, dang, it's like reading the Bible. This thing's huge. So what's in the prologue? Why is it important to read? And I think if you haven't read The Hobbit, which I've read The Hobbit, but it was years ago, so I kind of remember what's in it, but I kind of forgotten a lot of the details. So I feel like if you've never read The Hobbit or you want a refresher on hobbits, this goes into the whole history of hobbits, which my husband spoiled for me that the Rings of Power apparently goes into some of the history of the hobbits as well. But I mean, it goes over like the Shire and the different families, and how Bilbo found the ring from Gollum and everything. I feel like if you just read The Hobbit, you'll be happier because it's more fun than this prologue. And The Hobbit was so good. I didn't think I would like it, but I did. I love it when books have maps. So this is a map of a part of the Shire, just a part, but like here I can already hear the Lord of the Rings music, that creepy music. La, 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 la. Part 1, Lord of the Fellowship of the Ring. So chapter 1 is all about the hobbits, and we meet Frodo, and he's a super important hobbit, and Bilbo Baggins, who was super important in the Hobbit book, if you read that, and also in the prologue they kind of go over Bilbo Baggins and how he acquired the ring. So in the Hobbit story, Bilbo Baggins, he became very wealthy because of the adventures that he went on. He made friends with a lot of dwarves and elves, and he acquired all this wealth, and as a result, so he's really wealthy, probably one of the wealthiest of all of the hobbits. And yeah, so he's leaving it all to his heir, who is Frodo Baggins, who is actually his cousin, his first cousin, I think. Yeah, and he kind of became, so Frodo kind of became his adopted son because his parents had died. And in the movie, I don't remember sorry, you can hear my son in the background. In the movie, you don't really learn about Frodo's history or about his extended family and all of the family politics going on, but you do get to learn about it if you read the book. In chapter 1, they go into it. So it's kind of interesting to find out about who Bilbo Baggins doesn't get along with as a result of his wealth, because of course whenever you have like a wealthy relative, there's people in your family who might want your wealth or whatever. Maybe, hopefully that's not the case if you are wealthy or have wealthy family members, but it's a common story that I feel like is very relatable. And so Bilbo Baggins is dealing with that, but he's going to leave all of his money and wealth and everything, treasures acquired, to Frodo. And he's throwing this huge party. So chapter 1 is all about that big party that you see at the beginning of the Fellowship of the Ring movie. I mean, you've got that classic line that Bilbo gives at the party where he's like, what does he say?
I don't know half of you as well as I should like, and I like less than half of you as well as you deserve.
As far as the film goes, I feel like they covered all the most important parts things that I really loved about the book that I wish the movie had done is left out those annoying hobbits, Pippin and his other chum hobbit, that I they don't have those in the book right now. Like when all the fireworks are getting set off, I couldn't stand those annoying hobbits in the film. They were always causing trouble. I hope that they're a lot more likable in the book because they weren't likable for me in the film. Does anybody feel me? Did you love those annoying hobbits? Because I didn't. And, anyways, I was very happy to see that it was Gandalf who sets off all the fireworks at Bilbo's party. I really like the relationship that Gandalf has with both Frodo and Bilbo. And something about the hobbits is they don't like outsiders. They don't like all the dwarves that Bilbo is friends with and all of the weird other creatures that are not hobbits that are always coming to the Shire. They aren't keen on outsiders, so to speak. So I just really like that Frodo and Bilbo are friends with different creatures, and they're much more adventurous than an average hobbit. And so I thought that was interesting. Um, yeah, Bilbo, he actually leaves with three dwarf friends, and I don't remember seeing that in the film. I kind of feel like he went off alone. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. I think what I love so much about Gandalf in chapter one is his wisdom. You definitely get the feeling like this old man is smart, and it's really good to have him on your side and on your team. He's always looking out for your best interests. He's a true friend. And I really appreciate that about Gandalf. You see it in the way he treats Bilbo, even though Bilbo isn't perfect, because he definitely has like a bit of an arrogance thing about him. I don't like how, I mean, I can't really blame him for being overcome by the ring because this magic ring is like a wicked ring or something like that. And I don't know, I guess you're learning about the character of the ring because the ring kind of has its own character, right? And so you're starting to get the idea that whoever possesses this ring is super greedy or becomes greedy, or they're obsessed with the ring. And so I didn't like seeing that side of Bilbo. But it's not totally Bilbo's fault because I guess everybody gets like that with this ring. So you learn about that. But if you've seen the films, you already know that. Knowing how Bilbo cares for Frodo and how Frodo cares for Bilbo, it has nothing to do with the money. Frodo could care less about the money. He just wants to be with Bilbo. But Bilbo is tired of living in the Shire. He still has that adventurous spirit in him, I guess, and he wants to go off and live, happily ever after, doing whatever it is Bilbo wants to do. And so I appreciate that about Bilbo, but the adventure's only just beginning for Frodo, and so it kind of leaves you with that cliffhanger of Gandalf leaving, and he tells Frodo he'll be back, but he's leaving, and it's gonna be a while, and it says that Gandalf doesn't come back for a long time, but Gandalf is on a mission. He's doing something, and it leaves you very curious as to what Gandalf is going off to do. And I feel like because I've seen the movie, I know that he's about to like go look into the ring and the history of the ring and find out what needs to be done about this evil magic ring. But yeah, so it's exciting. I read at night when I'm getting ready to go to bed, and it took me a couple nights to finish chapter one, like over an hour of reading. So this isn't like a light read, as you can see. Before I can watch this Amazon Prime show, Rings of Power, I want to know everything that I can know. I want to be able to make connections. I want to see where the show stole from the books, or like, I don't know, names of some of the restaurants or names of some of the hobbits. I want to remember them from these books, just in case they use any of that, like how much of it's brand new. So yeah, you know, I would love to know what your favorite parts in chapter 1 are. I love that line by Gandalf where he's like,
but keep it secret and keep it safe.
again, comment below, let me know your thoughts. Subscribe to my channel if you want to keep learning about Lord of the Rings with me, or reading along with me. If you want to comment on the book, I would love to hear your thoughts and feelings, and you can disagree with me or whatever, or I don't know, powwow with me, agree with me, I don't know, whatever. But subscribe to my channel if you want to read along with me for more books, and we will talk soon. All right, bye everyone. Have a good night.